You know that rom-com lead who can't sink a free throw on screen? Off camera, one of your faves was drilling game winners against real pros.
Position 2.8.
Forward 2.5 somersault with 1 twist, 2.8. Far too much forward travel on that dive on the left, Beverly boys.
And we've got the receipts. Today we're counting 7 actors who were honestly better athletes than the characters they played. Stay to find out who trained with elite teams, who broke school records, and who quietly competes on weekends.
Finally!
By the end, you'll see that clumsy character in a whole new light, and you'll never watch their "oops, I missed" scene the same way again. That adorably awkward lead who whiffed on screen? Apparently almost drafted in real life.
There's Cruz, weighs 245. You got an arm that weighs 162.
Fans were not ready for that twist, especially because the studio kept selling the can't catch, can't swing bit while quietly cutting around some very real mechanics.
Not only a successful boxing business, but a popular hangout for big Hollywood names. Peering through the ropes today, actors Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg, transfixed by the rawest elements of the sport.
So here's the setup. Before the rom-coms and the pratfalls, he grew up as a multi-sport kid who lived at the field. According to people who knew him then, he split weekends between travel ball and basketball tournaments, with football workouts jammed in before class. Meanwhile, his breakout character was written as clumsy comic relief, always flinching at a grounder and letting the joke land on him. Off-screen, though, he had a shortstop arm, worked middle infield footwork for years, and kept a routine that would make a college coach nod. Early mornings in the cage, ladder drills, and long toss to keep the shoulder fresh. Here's where it tightens. Studios marketed him as the cute non-athlete, and it sold tickets. But former coaches talk about senior year phone calls from numbers they didn't recognize. According to local chatter, those calls were from regional scouts checking in after summer ball. He'd put up a clean junior season, then leveled up as a senior. Hard contact to both gaps, better reads off the bat, and enough speed to threaten infield hits. The character on screen couldn't hit a beach ball. The kid in real life was making varsity captains uncomfortable. Numbers? He hovered around the mid-.300s for batting average by senior spring, with a stretch in league play where he went 11-4, 22, and carried the lineup. He pulled a defensive award for middle infield consistency and snagged invites to 2 summer showcase circuits that local players begged to get into. He played in a woodbat league that killed his power stats, but boosted his credibility with evaluators. College coaches kept tabs when he posted sub 7.0 60-yard times and flashed clean transfers during infield drills. A couple of camp write-ups praised the carry on his throws and quiet hands on tricky hops. Receipts weren't loud, but they existed. A regional sports desk blurb mentioned pro interest after an area code-style tryout. His name floated on prep forum threads alongside notes like compact, repeatable swing, and athletic mover at SS/2B. When people asked which clubs had eyes on him, the same few kept coming up in whispers, teams known for digging in small markets and taking flyers on athletes. Nothing splashy, just steady murmurs that never quite went away. The real versus real split is wild. The movie gives you a missed swing and a helmet slipping over his eyes. Real life shows clipped batting cage sessions where he stays inside the ball and drives it up the middle. Charity game clips caught him turning on inside heat and parking one into the right field bullpen. He didn't pose after contact. He just jogged, head down, like a guy who'd done it before. Training was no vanity project. Off-seasons meant 3-day strength splits, mobility circuits for hip rotation, and T-work until the blisters popped. He logged 6.8 to 6.960 times on grass, with exit velocity sessions reportedly creeping into the low 90s off a tee during his last summer. A nagging wrist tweak and fall ball slowed him, so he doubled down on forearm strength and grip work, which actually tightened his barrel control. Rumors suggest he took a pre-draft workout with a big club, then sat on a legit college offer that would have put him in a competitive conference. He waited, read the paperwork, and then Hollywood called louder. According to people around him, scouts kept the door open in case he wanted a spring look. That door closed when his show hit. Here's the payoff. He wasn't pretending. He was actively recruited by pro scouts before he ever hit a mark on set. The can't play trope was a brand decision, not a skill issue. And if casting can hide a near pro, what happens when a heartthrob quietly trains at Olympic levels? The rom-com fave who trips over gym gear on screen? Apparently, he's logging Olympic-level training hours when no one's watching, and the grind looks nothing like the goofy persona the studio sells. He doesn't post about it, but the sport is the last thing you'd expect from a guy who plays the lovable mess. Fencing. Not the Halloween costume kind. Actual foil bouts where timing, distance, and blade control decide everything. He started in a small club that shared a rec center with youth volleyball, then leveled up fast. The coaches focused on footwork drills, feints, and clean attacks, and he took to the structure. While his character can't hold a lunge, the real version racks up touches with tidy counter parries and tight second intention actions that require hours of repetition. Publicists push relatable and non-athletic, which plays well on talk shows. But the competition trail says something else. He entered junior events under his legal first and middle name, and those brackets show steady climbs. Regional opens, divisional qualifiers, then national-level pools where his seed jumped year to year. He wasn't a novelty entry. He was earning DE ratings at tournaments that serious fencers track, which means he was consistently taking out ranked opponents. By the time he aged out of juniors, he owned 2 state junior titles in foil and a top 40 national junior ranking for one season, then cracked the top 100 among seniors for a short stretch. He trained out of a city club known for producing collegiate fencers, wore their patch at North American Cups, and got invited to a national camp that focused on footwork density and bout decision-making. He didn't make a national team, but he hit the benchmarks that put him in the conversation. The schedule was simple on paper and brutal in practice. Morning conditioning, 3 to 4 nights a week of strip time, and weekend tournaments that eat your sleep. Receipts live in the boring places. Meet result sheets, bracket PDFs, and club newsletters that list podiums. His pool bout scores show he learned to win 5 to 4 matches without rushing, then built into 15-touch direct eliminations with minimal cards. Coaches who worked those events noted improved distance control and a more assertive second phase after the break. Teammates joked that he never celebrated a touch. He reset, checked the line, and moved. Specifics paint the picture. He cycled training in 4-week blocks, aerobic base with tempo footwork, then speed and agility with ladder and cone drills, then power phases with sled pushes and med ball throws. VO2 testing put him in a range that supports long tournament days without fading late. On the technical side, he drilled compound actions, beat disengage to the chest, flicks only as a changeup, and parry 4 ripostes that stayed compact. He sparred lefties on purpose to clean up blind spots, and his coaches graded him on clean phrase endings, not just the light. Here's the part that movie fans notice without knowing why. His action scenes suddenly look smoother. He hits his marks because he reads timing and angle like a fencer. Stunt teams love him for controlled acceleration, quiet feet, and weapon safety. Even unarmed choreography benefits. The hand speed and balance translate directly to clean blocks and believable reactions, which makes a clumsy character land funnier because the misses are precise. Rumors suggest he did off-season sessions with a national program and even rotated through bouting with world medalists who visited the club. Not headline material, but the kind of practices that harden your habits. The headline, though, is simple. He developed an Olympic-level skill set in fencing, rankings, camps, and training volume that easily outpaces the bumbling guy on screen, and it shows every time the blocking gets complex or a stunt requires blade discipline. From Olympic grind to pro temptation, one Oscar winner nearly chose a completely different league. The clumsy character act? It's a costume. Apparently, a lot of these stars carried real resumes, state medals, national rankings, legit scout interest that studios never market. Fans were busy laughing while coaches, trainers, and meet directors kept noting times and scores. Drop your pick in the comments. Who shocked you most, and which sport role swap needs to happen next? According to you, we'll line up a part 2 with deeper receipts, more training logs, and actual competition clips. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Next episode, we get into the Oscar winner who almost went pro, contract numbers, dates, and the coach who still keeps the practice sheets.